In the shadowy depths of ancient Egypt, buried beneath layers of history and secrets, lies a tale that has left the world in awe and wonder. The discovery of a forbidden tomb in this enigmatic land has sent shockwaves through the global scientific community, unraveling mysteries that have been concealed for millennia. Join us on an expedition through time as we delve into the astounding revelations and the awe-inspiring secrets unearthed within the confines of Egypt's forbidden tomb. An ancient Egyptian dignitary who handled confidential papers for the king died abruptly about 4,300 years ago. Crews rushed to adorn his burial location, but they were unable to carve the ornate reliefs of sacrificed animals on the facade because they just ran out of time. Archaeologists think this occurred at a tomb recently found in the ancient Egyptian necropolis of Saqqara. It belonged to a guy called Metjetchu, according to researchers at the University of Warsaw's Polish Center of Mediterranean Archaeology. According to the expedition team, hieroglyphics on the tomb show that he handled royal sealed papers and also worked as a priest and an inspector of the royal estate. They attribute the discovery of King Djoser's step pyramid to the period of the earliest pharaohs of the 6th dynasty, approximately 2300 BCE. The tomb was discovered by the researchers while excavating the dry moat that surrounds the pyramid complex, not far from another burial site uncovered by the team, that of vizier or senior official Mirafnbef. Metjetchu most likely lived during the reigns of the 6th dynasty's first 3 monarchs, Teti, Userkare, and Pepi I. According to archaeologist and expedition director Camille O. Karaskiewicz. According to the statement, Metjetchu's royal position would have given him enough social standing to pay an exceptionally skilled hand to design and adorn his last resting place. The tomb's granite was very fragile, necessitating prompt intervention and conservation by specialists from Warsaw's National Museum. The elegance of the lines and subtlety of the modeling rival the best reliefs in the vizier's tomb, according to the archaeologist. Nonetheless, Metjetchu's brilliant artists did not have enough time to finish the sculptures on the facade. They merely drew rudimentary drafts of reliefs portraying cows, oryxes, and ibexes in black ink on lime plaster. Despite the incomplete construction, experts think Metjetchu was buried in his tomb. They can't see for themselves since they've just discovered the facade. However, they want to examine the tombs inside this autumn, which will most certainly contain the burial chamber and maybe Metjetchu's mummy. If he had not been buried there, the tomb would have most likely been taken over by someone else, Karaskiewicz said in a statement. The decoration is unfinished, probably because the investor died before the work was completed and was buried in the hastily finished tomb. It's hardly a surprise that Metjetchu was buried near the step pyramid of Djoser, the first of its type. Years after Djoser died in roughly 2575 BCE, Egyptian rulers still desired that their last burial place be near the important and revered king from the glorious past. Karaskiewicz tells Live Science's Owen Joris. For about 3,000 years, Saqqara was an important ancient Egyptian burial cemetery. Today, the 5-mile area is dotted with the remains of temples, tombs, and walkways that, together, span the entire history of ancient Egypt, according to Smithsonian's Joe Marchant. Researchers have been investigating Saqqara since 1850 and continue to make important discoveries there. Archaeologists uncovered multiple megatombs, large rooms filled with coffins, mummies, and other goods in 2020. According to Smithsonian's Livia Gershon, archaeologists uncovered the tomb of Egyptian pharaoh Ramses U's treasury director last year. Though Saqqara has historically been overshadowed by discoveries at Luxor and the Great Pyramids, these and other recent discoveries there are sure to pique the interest of archaeologists like Mustafa Waziri, who told Smithsonian in 2021. What we found in the last 3 years is not even 10% of what we will find. Another find that we shall discuss is the coffin of Ptah-Emwea. It has lay undisturbed in a burial chamber for thousands of years. To the delight of archaeologists, a magnificent Egyptian sarcophagus has surfaced from deep under the dunes in Cairo, describing it as a very important dream discovery. The massive stone coffin is adorned with inscriptions honoring Ptah-Emwea, who oversaw the treasury of Egypt's greatest pharaoh, King Ramses II. It was found at Saqqara, an ancient necropolis about 20 miles south of Cairo, by Ola El-Agwizi, retired professor of archaeology at Cairo University. El-Agwizi, who leads the archaeological effort at the site, discovered Ptah-Mwea's surface-level tomb last year. She has now discovered his subterranean burial chamber, complete with sarcophagus, which may tell more about those who governed Egypt following Tutankhamun. El-Agwizi's team discovered the top of a vertical shaft in the tomb's courtyard, indicating a path to a burial chamber. But at 8 meters deep, the hole proved so deep that it took a week merely to remove all the sand using a bucket hooked to a hand-operated rope winch. El-Agwizi then crammed herself into the bucket and began her perilous, sluggish fall down the shaft. She was astounded to discover the tomb at the bottom. Everything was caught by National Geographic cameras during the recent excavation season for an 8-part documentary series, Lost Treasures of Egypt, which premiered in the UK on October 2nd. It is very unusual to find a complete sarcophagus in its original tomb. The discovery of this sarcophagus in its original place in the burial shaft was very exciting because it is the sarcophagus of the owner of the tomb, which is not always the case, El-Agwizi told The Observer. When the tomb was utilized in subsequent periods, the sarcophagus was sometimes for a different individual from a later era. But that is not the case this time. She claims that Ptah-Mwea's hieroglyphic titles emphasize his connection to the monarch, demonstrating that he had a very important role in the administration of that time. She went on to say that the sarcophagus is etched with deity symbols, including the sky goddess nut on the lid with open wings protecting the dead. Her team will now investigate it to learn more about Ptah-Mwea's life. Saqqara is one of the most important cemeteries for both royals and non-royals throughout millennia of Egyptian history, said Peter Dermanuelian, professor of Egyptology at Harvard University. This Egyptian crew has contributed yet another significant chapter to the site's history. Walking Among Pharaohs, George Reisner and the Dawn of Modern Egyptology, a biography of America's best archaeologist, who oversaw several digs and recognized the significance of Saqqara, is due to be published by Oxford University Press. I'm always pleased to see Egyptian archaeologists making these discoveries, Manuelian remarked of El-Agwizi. The documentary series producer, Tom Cook, praised El-Agwizi and her fabulous discovery. She's a grandmother, she's in her 70s, and she's still going out there doing this really quite hazardous job. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating videos. Your support keeps us going. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay tuned for our next exciting adventure.